What if you make the wrong decision? Have you ever been paralyzed by that question in your head? I have too, and we're going to talk about how to overcome it and some ways to make better decisions coming up. What's up, guys? Tim Ruswick here from Game Dev Underground, helping you build, finish, and launch better games. Today we're talking about decision making. More specifically, what if you make the wrong decision? We've all been there. We've all been in whether it's a design decision, whether it's a business decision, whether it's a life decision, we've all been there. We've all been facing this decision, looking at it, scared of it, terrified of it, not wanting to make the decision because it could be wrong. Like, what if we do the wrong thing? I do this a lot with like investing, especially dude. Okay, so I started, investing in cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that kind of stuff, and I'm having fun with it. And I know, since I believe in the technology, the better thing to do is to hold long term. That's the better strategy. It's just to buy and hold to dollar cost average, which means I invest X amount of money per day or per week or per month or whatever. And that way I buy more when it's low and I buy less when it's high, and it averages out, and I can ride the market essentially doing that. I know that's a better way to do it, but when the price starts falling and I got money in it and I'm losing money, there's a really high urge to pull out, to pull my money out and not incur any losses. When the price starts going up, there's a really high urge to buy more because, I better jump on this bandwagon and buy more. But sometimes I'm paralyzed, and those are wrong decisions, by the way. Those are backwards, just in case you wanted any investing advice. You should actually buy low and sell high. That's how you make money. But oftentimes I notice in trading, essentially, I'm paralyzed by indecision. I'm paralyzed by, what if I make the wrong decision? And fear is paralyzing. Fear makes you want to stand there and just watch the world burn. Like, watch everything happen because you're scared that the decision that you make might be wrong. And if you make the wrong decision, you're going to have to deal with the consequences, right? And this happens in game development a lot more than you would think it would. I know a lot of people that message me and they're like, should I build this thing or should I not? Should I cut this feature or should I not? Sometimes there's no right decision, right? Like, sometimes worrying about taking the wrong or making the wrong decision is worse than making the wrong decision. And what I mean by that is, like, imperfect action is almost always better than not making a decision. Almost always. And I've learned this the hard way, right? Like, in investing, but also in like game development, and being paralyzed by fear of indecision, of making the wrong decision, is almost way worse than just making the wrong decision and moving and correcting it forward. Now, obviously, there are some life decisions, like if you're worried about getting divorced or custody of your kid or something like that, think about your decision. But by not making a decision, you are existing in this like hyperspace, in this realm of not good or bad, and you cannot deal with the consequences as long as you're stuck in that state of indecision. It's like a purgatory of indecision. Like, you either do the right thing or you do the wrong thing, but you got to do something. Existing in that middle space is the worst possible thing that you could ever do. And this has been a big life lesson for me, not just a game development lesson, but a big life lesson, because this lesson has ranged so much in like the pieces of me that I pour into my art, like whether it's music or whether it's games or whatever, pouring pieces of myself in, or having other people say, no, I don't think that should be in there, and then pulling them out and then releasing that thing, and always wishing that I had that piece in there, something like that. But it's also happened in like life. Like, I remember when my life was going downhill and shit was going crazy, and I was depressed, and my bills were piling up, my credit cards were getting declined, my car got repossessed, all that. When life was crazy, part of what made all of that so bad was my indecision. my refusal to like face the problems, check my bank balance, look at my credit cards, consolidate my debt, figure out all that stuff, put it all like, you know what I mean? Like actually look at the problem, face my fear, and make the decision. And if you think about it like that, right? Like I could have made some wrong decisions. I could have paid off a lower interest credit card first. I could have done whatever, you know, I could have done it the wrong way. But doing it the wrong way was so much better than not doing it at all. You know? Like, and the same thing applies to game development. Sometimes doing things the wrong way is better than not doing anything at all. I take imperfect action. That is the lesson. Take imperfect action, because imperfect action is always better than indecision or no action at all. And you know what? You can adapt when you go the wrong direction. Like, we all make mistakes. We all make bad decisions. Sometimes you do make a bad decision and you go off the wrong way. If you're smart, you can figure that out and you can readjust. You can change your course. You can go back to where you wanted to go. And at the very least, that turns into a lesson. That turns into something that you learn, something that you can integrate in future decisions, something that you can build your wisdom upon and kind of learn and get it ingrained in your skull that, okay, that happened. I took responsibility for it. It's never going to happen again. If you don't make decisions, you don't ever get there. And I know a lot of people that unfortunately are stuck in this limbo of life where they don't make decisions. They don't go anywhere. And I guess this time will turn into way more like life advice and finances and all kinds of crazy stuff in game development. But it's important to understand, because decision making is so important. Just implementing stuff, taking action, moving forward, being determined to keep moving forward, even if you take the wrong approach, even if you make the wrong decision, is really important. That's how you get stuff finished. That's how you get places in longer term. And there are so many things in my life that have been destroyed or been severely damaged or have just become a train wreck because of my indecision, because I let things just happen to me rather than taking action in my life, taking control of things. And especially like if you're going through something like depression or burnout or anything like that, avoiding it, pretending it's not there, just is not going to help you. It's not going to help you get out of it. You got to make decisions. You have to take imperfect action. You have to do these things. You have to push through the hard stuff. That's how you get to, you know, this sustained level of completion. That's how you get past things. So if you're struggling with something in game development, like, you know, if you're worried about not implementing a feature or what type of feature to add, or A or B or whatever, pick one and just go with it. You can always change it later. Sometimes you make the wrong decision, sure, but making the wrong decision is almost always better than making no decision in anything in life. And that inaction, man, that paralysis that comes from indecision is so deadly in so many different ways. I mean, from your productivity to your project completion to your finances to your life, man. Like, just remember that. Don't be indecisive. I have a quote on the bottom of my email that says, "Indecision is the mother of mediocrity." Don't be average. Make a decision to be excellent. So that's something I really took to heart, and it's something that I really live by. And it's one of the things that I think has kind of held me through my years of hardships and the things that I went through. And I attribute some of my modest successes to making decisions, because every once in a while you make the wrong decision at the right time, and it has this weird way of working out and magically kind of connecting dots that you didn't know existed. So that's my message for today. Got kind of weird and off topic, but I hope you found it useful. If you have any comments, please leave them below. I love hearing from you guys, especially on a topic like this. Until next time, I'm Tim Ruswick. I'll see you guys next time.